Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I am Julian, and this is Julian's Living. As you saw in the title, I'm gonna tell you about the time I worked in television and how much I got paid. To start this story, I have to go back to about 2017. It was the beginning of my relationship with my current wife. And yeah, it was kind of a transition time because I was just getting into a long distance relationship and I was working at a company I really didn't like and I didn't want to work for, but I actually got the job through a friend and I just took the job and I just needed money. That's basically what it was. I was actually a loss prevention detective at Foreman Mills, and like I said, that was a company I didn't want to work for. I don't think they treat their people right there, and they try to like deprive you of basic worker rights. I was working out of a cramped office, but it was dirty. It was really dirty and mouse infested, and I really hated being there. Hated that job to the max. I would daydream about leaving that place and actually resigning and quitting, just never coming back to that type of work or that type of environment. So at that time, I was still in school. I was a returning student and I went to school for digital video production, which involved basically filmmaking and everything that made up filmmaking. So you know when they say to get certain jobs that you have to know someone that knows someone? Well, this was that type of situation and I knew the right person. So randomly one day, my audio teacher called me out of the blue and said he has a job for me. One of his colleagues needed someone that knew audio and that can work a boom mic and a 2-channel mixer, immediately. Mind you, it was like 100 other students around that could have done it, and he reached out to me first. And I think that was like divine. So I should have been in that job at that moment. But the guy that had the job for me, he was definitely a cool older guy. He was really into film and things like that. He actually worked on this show for 25 years, and it was the 25th season that I will be helping on. And I was definitely ecstatic, but I was skeptical. I was apprehensive because I was going from a paycheck job, W-2, to a freelance job, and I didn't know how many days out of the week I would be actually shooting and how much I would be getting paid. So I was definitely apprehensive about that and just scared, but you know what? I took the leap. I officially at that moment took a leap of faith into freelance, and I don't regret it to this day. So a little description of what I was doing exactly. I was holding a boom mic with a 2-channel mixer, and I was going to schools in New Jersey, and I mean not even South Jersey. I went to one school in South Jersey, but every day I had to drive from Philly to North Jersey, like every day, and then make it back in time for class. So it was a wild experience, but I really loved it. So during that initial phone call, he wanted to give me a tryout the very next day. So I drove my car up to North Jersey the very next day to go to a school to record some assembly, that the school was having. And before I forget, the name of the show was Clash from Close Up, New Jersey, and I'll leave like some of the episodes that I worked on in the description. I hope you enjoy it. So the pay averaged out to be about $300 a day plus mileage. And we had a lot of shoots. We could have like 25 shoots in a month. So it was good money. I was really loving that. Had money to save for taxes also. It was a good position to be in. And I'm glad I took that leap and left that job because I was totally miserable. Now, not saying this job was like easy because it was hard. Imagine you're going to schools, driving up to North Jersey, hitting the turnpike every day, and having to chase around some smaller kids, like with a boom mic, just hovering over them to get that audio, or someone speaking on the stage, and you had to do the same thing to an adult. Or a class was having a debate and you had to catch the audio on every person that spoke, and they did that for a straight hour. It was hard work, y'all. That audio technician stuff is not sweet, but I got to sit in on some really awesome stories, some awesome programs for schools in Jersey, and it was pretty, eye-opening, I would say, into television. So let me highlight an episode where we shot in a school where they had visitors that were all a part of some type of tragedy in the world, and it was kind of disturbing, a little bit emotional for me too, because you know, you're sitting there, you're listening too, even though I'm holding a mic and listening, you know, through earphones. It was nuts. One guest was the brother of the Unabomber. I guess he was bombing people through the mail from, you know, the 60s, 70s, and 80s or something like that. It was his brother, how he, you know, found out it was his brother, and he turned him in, and to this day he won't, you know, come in contact with him or respond to any letters. And I found that really disturbing, because I didn't know all the history of that, and just learning about that in a school, that was just the wildest thing I ever seen. And a story that got me emotional was a woman that was sitting on a bus in some country, I'm not sure what it was, and beside her, in like the luggage bin under a bus, a bomb blew up and killed the person next to her and killed a couple people, and she survived. So that was like an emotional story. But these are you know, real stories of people, and it wasn't like that all the time. It was just, maybe we followed a nurse for the day or something like that. Like, you know, it was different type of stories and different programs that they wanted to highlight for television. And I think, you know, it was definitely honorable. And yeah, I enjoyed every minute of it, even though it was some hard and challenging times trying to, like, you know, capture that audio that they needed, you know? So the experience of working in television, of course it was the audio capturing, but it was other things that I saw a producer do. I used to watch the producer and, you know, see what they did, see how they asked questions, see how they directed. There was no director, it was just the producer, and they made, you know, called the shots. They came up with the questions, they researched the story, they, you know, contacted the school so we could actually come there, and yeah, they would put everything together, and they would edit it also. So, you know, producer did a lot. So that gave me some insight to what a producer does, and it ended up having me producing my show, Sneakerhead Stories. So I just took pointers from that and put it into my own production. So now going forward, as I do more, I will, you know, include more. Like, gave me that confidence and stuff. So I needed that. So $300 a day is okay money, but I think it's on the lower end of, you know, film production work. So I appreciated that, you know, but it does get greater as, you know, you, I guess, move on to different jobs, different companies, different shows. You know, it'll definitely pay more, I'm guessing. All right, that's all to the video. You heard everything. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this. You know, I got more coming. Oh, I got more coming. Like the video and comment your aspirations, your experience in video production and things like that, or whatever you want to say to me. All right? All right. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.